Hello po, teachers. Good day. Welcome sa another let review session po natin. This is episode 15 ng ating general education. Ayan, so enrollment is ongoing for Gen Ed and Prof Ed group. Message the Facebook page, Study with Reg to join our review. Malapit na po yung ating final coaching. So, after ng mga sessions, since tapos na yung mga regular sessions sa group, posted na po lahat. So, we'll proceed now with our pre-board. Sasagutan niyo po yung 600 items. And after that, we'll have our final coaching and huling pabaon. So, sa Facebook group lamang po iyon, no? Hindi po natin ipapublic yung ating live for that one. Sa mga members lamang ng ating Facebook group ang makaka-join, makaka-watch ang lahat ng sessions mula session 1 hanggang sa latest until sa final coaching and huling pabaon. Okay? So, itong ating session ngayon, this is Gen Ed episode 15. This is part ng mga free sessions natin sa YouTube channel. No, as of now, free sessions po itong mga episodes na ito. Kaya panoorin niyo po muna, no, bago po ito hindi na ma-public na live. So, better watch it po pag may time, no? Wag pong wait na until last minute at diyan ka pa magpapanik, diyan ka pa magre-review. So, it's not a good habit, right? So, dapat pag may free time po kayo, talagang or paghahanapan talaga ng free time, no? Kasi para ito sa pangarap po natin, yung pagre-review. Okay? Sige, marami-rami na kayo dyan. You may mention po your friends sa ating comment section sa Facebook. Once again, this is General Education episode 15. Alright, so let's start with question number 1. What is the hardest naturally occurring substance on Earth? A. Quartz. B. Diamond. C. Graphite. D. Corundum. Hardest naturally occurring. Pag sinabing natural, it's not man-made, no? Natural. Matatagpuan lang siya sa nature. Hindi po gawa ng tao. And that is diamond, of course. No? Ang diamond sa Mohs scale, ang number niya ay what? Ang diamond po sa Mohs scale. That's 10. Oh, so sa hardness, most hardness scale, diamond is the hardest mineral. It has a scale of 10. So 10 po siya. And the softest naman po yung 1, which is talc. No, talc, gypsum calcite fluoride. Tandaan nyo lang po dito yung softest, which is talc, and hardest naman po ang diamond. Okay? Next, number 2, which of the following best explains why the Earth experiences seasons? Bakit may seasons? May winter, may summer, may autumn or fall, tsaka may spring. Letter A, the Earth's distance from the Sun varies throughout the year. B, the Earth rotates around its axis once every 24 hours. C, the Earth's axis is tilted relative to its orbital plane. D, the Sun moves north and south of the equator annually. Now, pagtandaan po natin, teachers, pag seasons ang ating pinag-uusapan, ang isasagot po natin dahil yan sa tilt ng planet sa sariling axis. So, ilan po ang tilt ng Earth sa own axis? Ilan? Ilang degrees po ang tilt ng planet natin? Number 2, may nakita akong sumagot ng letter B. Rotation ito every 24 hours. This causes day and night. Day and night po ang rotation. So, the Earth's axis is tilted 23.5 degrees. Alright, 23.5. Next. Number 3. Which of the following correctly traces the flow of genetic information in a cell? Ano ba ang mauuna? Letter A, RNA, DNA, protein. B, DNA, RNA, protein. C, protein, DNA, RNA. Or D, DNA, protein, RNA. So, ito yung natawag po nating central dogma. Ang sequence. Central dogma, this is letter B. Of course, DNA. Tapos, yung template ng DNA, that's magiging RNA. That's called transcription. And then, eventually, no, sa protein. So, ang RNA to proteins naman po, that's translation naman ang process. So, ito po tandaan natin, this is the central dogma of molecular biology. So, DNA replication, DNA duplication, no? Yung DNA natin, replicated, duplicated. Ano bang organelle ng ating cell? Saang organelle matatagpuan ang ating DNA? Our genetic information, no? The blueprint natin. Anong organelle po sa ating cell? That's in the nucleus. Alright? Kasi nandyan yung chromosomes natin, no? So, DNA to RNA, that is called transcription. And yung RNA to DNA naman po, reverse transcription ang tawag natin dyan. RNA to proteins, that is what we call translation. So, ang order din po, tandaan natin, no? Replication, transcription, translation. That is DNA, RNA, and proteins. Next, number 4. Which phenomenon best demonstrates Newton's third law of motion? Third law of motion in Newton. Letter A, a ball rolling to stop due to friction. B, a car accelerating on a highway. C, a pendulum swinging in motion. D, a rocket launching into space. Newton's third law of motion, that's the action-reaction or the law of interaction. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Number 4, may nakikita na akong sagot. That is letter D. Very good. A rocket launching into space. 'Di ba? So, may force na thrust that moves the rocket upward. And yung opposite niya naman po na direction, which is downward, that would be the weight and the drag niya, no? So, ang weight, this is affected by the force of gravity, right? So, equal and opposite. Okay, let's talk about the Newton's laws of motion. Ang unang-una, tandaan po natin, that's the law of inertia. Ganito lang siya, no? Ang object remains at rest or in motion unless acted upon by an external force. Itong nasa letter A kanina, ball rolling to a stop due to friction. This is part of the first law of motion, masasabi natin. Kasi kapag wala pong friction, no, yung ball continuously mag-roll lang yan, hindi yan mag-stop. Since merong external unbalanced na force, which is yung friction, eventually mag-stop po siya. So kapag in motion siya, mag-stay lang siya in motion. Kapag at rest siya, mag-remain lang siya at rest unless acted upon by an external force. Second law, yung formula niya po, ito yung tandaan natin kasi yung second law ay nakasum up siya sa formula na ito, force equals mass times acceleration. Force equals mass times acceleration. Okay? So, yung force directly proportional to the acceleration and inversely proportional din po sa mass. So, ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung object, mas maraming mass, mas kailangan niya po ng malaking force for it to accelerate, no? The force acting on an object is equal to mass times acceleration. Remember this formula. This is very important. Force equals mass times acceleration. Third law is the action-reaction or the law of interaction. Yun yung simply because no, every action, tandaan natin, may equal and opposite reaction. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's the third law of motion. Next, number 5, which blood cells are primarily responsible for fighting infections? A, red blood cells, B, platelets, C, white blood cells, or D, plasma? This is the WBC. Very good. For fighting infection. So, we have 4 major components ng ating blood. We have the red blood cells. Ito yung nagkikerry ng oxygen, no, and nutrients to the different parts of the body. Mainly the oxygen. It attaches to the hemoglobin na meron dito, and it's iron-rich also, ang ating red blood cells. Platelets, for our blood clotting, no? And then white blood cells, that's for fighting infections, mga foreign substances sa ating katawan. Plasma, this is the fourth na component ng blood cell. It has the nutrients, the mga minerals, so it's the liquid portion of the blood. And we have our blood vessels, yung arteries natin, capillaries, and the veins. Next, number 6, rivers are vital sources of life, culture, and history across the globe. Based on geographical studies, which of the following rivers holds the title of the longest river in the world? Is it letter A, Amazon, B, Nile, C, Yangtze, or D, Mississippi? Number 6, what holds no, the title of the longest river in the world? Okay, so may nagtanong, no, leukocytes ba daw? O, tama po, mga leukocytes po ito, mga WBC. Ang red blood cells, mga erythrocytes yan sila. Erythrocytes. May R, no? Red blood cells. Erythrocytes. Very good. Pag thrombocytes, yan yung mga platelets natin for blood clotting. Okay? Number 6, that's the Nile River. The Nile River currently holds the title of the longest river in the world. Nile River. Mount Kilimanjaro is located in which country? A. Kenya, B. Ethiopia, C. Tanzania, or D. Uganda? Mount Kilimanjaro. Number 7, this is, hindi po Amazon ang largest po, teacher. Longest po ang, wait. Longest po ang tanong. Oh, ayan. Ang Amazon, generally, that's considered the largest, no? And if we're talking about the longest, then we will answer Nile. Nile po ang longest. Ang tanong po dito, longest po, okay? Number 7, may nag-A, may nag-D, may nag-C. Marami ang nag-D, which is wrong. Ang tamang sagot po ay letter C, Tanzania. Yan, this is the highest peak in Africa and the largest freestanding mountain in the world. Mount Kilimanjaro. That's in Africa, Tanzania. Thank you po, Ma'am Janet, for your kind words. God bless din po, ma'am. Number 8. In George Orwell's 1984, what is the name of the totalitarian regime's leader? Somehow, dyan din po galing yung idea natin ng, yung PBB. Ayan, that's Big Brother. George Orwell, tandaan po natin, 1984. Big Brother is watching you. And we have right now, no, yung mga CCTVs natin. Big Brother. Next. Ayan. So, kindly comment, no, LPT soon. Do not forget to comment sa ating YouTube channel. That's your way also, no, of showing your love and support to the channel also. So, I stumbled upon this post and napakaganda niya pong yung kailangan nating mag-reflect, no, on this one. The more we learn, the more we realize how little we know. And I know makaka-relate, no, especially sa mga nagre-review ngayon kasi ang dami ko nakikitang post online na parang pakiramdam nila wala na silang masyadong natututunan, parang the more na marami silang nire-review, parang the more na na-realize nila mas marami pa pala ang kailangang i-review. And that is okay, no? Valid po yung nararamdaman niyo na yan. Hindi kayo nag-iisa. You're not alone. Because it's true din naman, no? The more we learn, the more na realize natin na ang konti lang pala ng nalalaman natin. But ang importante, hindi ka tumigil sa pagre-review. Every day you're trying to do better, kahit 1% every day, no? Pag mag-sum up na yan, ma-accumulate na yan, malaking percent na yan, 'di ba? So basahin niyo po yung book na Atomic Habits. So it's a really nice book. Kahit every day, basta ma-realize mo lang meron kang improvement, may learning ka, no? Wala kang absent talaga sa pagre-review. The more we learn, the more we realize na konti lang pala ang alam natin. 'Di ba? So, okay lang po 'yan 'no, yung nararamdaman ninyong ganyan. Gusto ko lang ibahagi ito kasi ang dami din nagme-message tsaka nakikita kong mga post regarding sa ganito din yung nararamdaman nila. And it's okay, I can relate as well 'no, since nag-review din naman ako dati, ganyan din ang nararamdaman ko. And, okey lang 'yan, okay. So, don't be discouraged. Kaya po 'yan, may ilang days pa. You can still do it, 'no? Kayang-kaya mo 'yan, kayang-kaya mo 'yan. Try to talk positive things sa sarili mo. You can do it. Yung mga affirmations, mga magagandang things na isabi mo sa sarili mo. Okay? So, you can do it po. Konting push na lang, ilang araw na lang, 'no? Laban. Sige, let's proceed to number 9. Who wrote the Divine Comedy? The Divine Comedy. Oh, ang gagaling, no? LPT soon. Manifesting. Let's claim that, no? Magkukuha mo na yung license na yan this year. And then you will have your oath taking next year, di ba? You can do it po. LPT soon. Magpapaskong may lisensya. Regalo mo yan, no? Sa sarili mo, sa pamilya mo, sa mga taong mahal ka. Dante Alighieri, very good. Letter A, The Divine Comedy. Dante, The Divine Comedy, no? The Inferno, Purgatorio, and the Paradiso. Dante, 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 Divine Comedy. Pablo Picasso is most closely associated with which art movement? A. Impressionism, B. Cubism, C. Surrealism, D. Realism. Sabi ni teacher, ba't naiiyak ako? That's okay, ma'am. No? Siyempre, mahalaga ito para sa inyo. That's why, no, na naramdaman niyo po na naging emotional kayo. This is important for you and iiyak niyo po 'yan. Hindi po masamang umiyak, no? Iiyak niyo po 'yan. Kung gusto niyo i-shout niyo 'yan, no? Basta ma-express lang yung nararamdaman niyo. Number 10, letter B. Ang galing. Cubism. Pablo Picasso, that's Cubism. And as you can see, no, ito yung mga examples ng mga artwork under cubism. So, mga geometrical shapes. And this is the famous Guernica of Pablo Picasso, this one. Okay, next, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican was painted by. Pag Sistine Chapel, tandaan po natin, that's Michelangelo. Including the creation of Adam. This one, sa ceiling sa Sistine Chapel. Number 10, which invention had the greatest impact on the age of exploration? Letter A, printing press. B, magnetic compass, system engine, or D, telescope. Exploration, of course, that is the compass. Magnetic compass. And the very early na compass ay yung ginagawa ng mga Chinese, yung needle, no, sa tubig, nakalutang. So, 'di ba pag compass it always points sa north, no? And alam natin kung asan yung north, then alam na natin asan yung south, yung east, tsaka yung west, 'di ba? So, the magnetic compass. Next, number 13. Which of the following best explains why many great ancient civilizations flourished near rivers? Kung sa Egypt ka naman, no, malapit sa along the Nile River. Kung sa China, no, nandiyan yung Yellow River, yung Yangtze River. Sa Mesopotamia naman, no, yung Euphrates, Tigris, and the Euphrates rivers. Malapit talaga sa mga rivers yung ancient civilization. Bakit po? Bakit? This is letter C. Rivers allowed agriculture and trade to thrive. Correct. Agriculture and trade. May maritime transportation na po sila. So, for agriculture, so syempre yun yung source of water nila, pwede kasing magtanim, no? Kasi fertile yung soil. and then may source of food na din sila, no? Hindi lang letter A. This is true naman, but hindi lang nag-stop dyan sa fishing. So, the best answer talaga dito for agriculture, kasi general na siya. It's the broadest term here. And for trading, di ba? Trading po yung kanilang mode of ano dati. Hindi pa naman, wala pa namang ano dati. Pera-pera, no? Hindi pa sila masyadong gumamit yan. So, trade, barter, ganun muna. Okay. Sige. Sino po yung Pablo Picasso sa atin? May tanong si ma'am. Pablo Picasso sa atin. Yung sa Cubism, sa Philippines. I think that's Victorio Edades, no? No, no, no. Vicente Manansala. Si Vicente Manansala yung sa Cubism po sa Philippines natin. Si Victorio Edades for ano pala siya, for siya yung father of modern Philippine art, no? Si Victorio Edades. Sige, number 14, the term tradwife refers to tradwife. Tradwife. Sino ba dito gustong maging tradwife? So this is a new term na nadagdag no sa dictionary. And that's the thing with our language, it is dynamic, pabago-bago, may mga new terms na nadagdag, may new terms na nabago yung meaning, no? Depende sa context, and may mga hindi na din ginagamit na mga terms. Manansala po. Thank you po, Teacher John Nord, for that one, no? Si Vicente Manansala, yung sa Transparent Cubism in the Philippines. Tradwife. Letter. Dun, 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 dun. Letter B. A wife who embraces traditional homemaking and gender roles. Ano ba yung traditional na roles ng mga babae, ng mga wife? Nasa bahay, nag-aalaga ng mga anak, tagaluto, 'di ba? Yung very traditional na ano. Tapos yung husband, yung breadwinner, no? But times change. Ngayon iba na. Marami ng mga house husband, right? Marami na ang mga girls, mga wife na nagtatrabaho, mga breadwinner na sila. And as long as yung husband naman po ay may contribution sa bahay, no? Hindi man sa masyado sa finances, but inaalagaan yung mga anak. So, depende, no? Depende sa kung ano yung mag-work sa couple. Bawat isa sa atin, iba-iba naman po, di ba? But ito, pag sinabing tradwife, yung nag-embrace talaga sa traditional natin na gender roles, ang breadwinner talaga, ang lalaki, ang husband, and yung wife ay nasa bahay. Okay? So, tradwife, delulu, skibidi, ito yung mga words added to Cambridge Dictionary. Social media influencers are now firmly established part of the internet culture and marketing, and it seems they're also changing the way we speak. Ginagamit na itong tradwife. Delulu, yung delusional. That's delulu. Ang skibidi, wala siyang specific na meaning talaga. Parang ginagamit na lang siya for random things, no? Especially sa mga generation alpha ngayon. Skibidi toilet, yung mga ganun nila. Okay, next. He is known as the father of horror stories. That's letter A. Edgar Allan Poe, the father of horror and detective stories. Edgar Allan Poe. Ano pa bang mga works ni Edgar Allan Poe ang alam po natin, yung mga commonly asked sa board exam? Sige nga po, ano yung mga works ni Edgar Allan Poe? Annabelle Lee, ano pa? The Task of Amontillado, 'di ba, sa kanya po 'yun. The Raven, Telltale Heart, very good. Mga works ni Edgar Allan Poe. Correct. Next, Don Quixote, hero of Cervantes' immortal novel, rode forth A. In quest of the Holy Grail. B. To see the world and seek a fortune. C. To defend the oppressed and right the wrong. D. To see his king and country. Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. Yung The Road Not Taken, kay Robert Frost po iyan. Yung The Road Not Taken. Don Quixote, this is letter C, to defend the oppressed and right the wrong. Remember, Don Quixote, Miguel de Cervantes. Next, number 17, which Filipina revolutionary earned the titles Mother of the Biak Bato and Mother of the Philippine Red Cross? Mother of Biak Bato, that's letter B. Trinidad Tixon. Trinidad Tixon po ha, pag Biak na Bato and mother ng Pulang Cruz or the mother of the Philippine Red Cross. Trinidad Tixon. Okay, before we proceed to the next item, comment your desired board exam rating. Ano bang target goal mo? May specific goal ka po ba? Mahalaga po yan. I-set natin yung mind natin na mataas ang board exam rating natin. Very important yan, no? Gusto ko, dati gusto ko 90 plus talaga ang board exam rating ko. And nakuha naman po natin. Kasi talagang nilagay yan sa mind na gusto ko 90 plus talaga. 90 plus ang board exam rating. Yan yung dapat goal. Wag po tayo mag-settle na 75 pag magte-take pa lang tayo. Parang, ma'am, paano po yung mga nakapasa tapos 75? That's good for them. Maganda yun, no? Pasado sila kasi yan lang naman ang, yan po ang standard, no? 75. Yan po ang hinahanap, yan po ang mas consider ng hinahanap ng gobyerno na napasado, 75, may PRC license ka na. But, kapag magte-take ka pa lang, wag mong ilagay yan sa utak mo na 75 yung goal mo. Kasi, most likely, pag nagbabasa ka diyan, may sinagutan ka, isipin mo, "Ay, okay na 'to, 75 basta maka-75 lang ako, okay na 'to." 'Di ba? So, very powerful po yung mind natin. O paano kung mahirap na, mas nahirapan ka talaga tapos yung rating mo 74, 73, 'di ba? Masakit 'yun. Ilang items na lang, 'di ba? So, 'pag mag-aim ka ng mataas, let's just say gusto mo 90 talaga ang board exam rating ko, 90 plus talaga. 'Yan yung i-set mo sa mind mo. 'Pag medyo nahirapan ka talaga sa board exam, let's just say ang magiging score mo, magiging rating mo ay mga 89, 88, 87, 'di ba? Or mas mababa pa, 85, 84, still pasado pa rin, 'di ba? Kasi nag-aim ka ng mataas, nakaset yung mind mo na gusto mo mataas ang board exam rating mo. Pinahalagahan mo yung bawat items, nilagyan mo ng values, no? Yung mga items. So, mong isipin ha na, ay, isang number lang naman ito. Bahala na to. Hindi ko na to isosolve. Hindi ko na to iisiping mabuti. Naku, wag ganun, wag ganun. Make it your last board exam for teachers. Talagang iset yan, yung mind natin. Napaka-powerful ng mind natin. And of course, prayers. Ayan, gustong-gusto ko yung mga board exam rating na gustong-gusto, no? 90 plus, 95. May specific pa, 93.60, 94.7. Wala pong 94.7. 94.8. Ayan. 94.40. Gabi naman. So yan, yun dapat. Set natin yan, yung goal na yan. Top 1 agad, ma'am. Sabi ni teacher. That's good. Yan yung gusto natin, no? Aiming for the top-notch spot. Next, number 18. Ang mga sumusunod, maliban sa isa, ay ilan sa mga akdang pampanitikang nagdala ng malaking impluensya sa buong daigdig. Maliban sa isa. Except one. Ano yung isang aklat na yan? Malaking impluwensya sa buong daigdig. Actually, mayroong 12 ito, 12 na mga books na may malaking impluwensya sa whole world. Except one. Asan dyan? Letter A, ang Quran. B, ang Divina Commedia, no? Divine Comedy. C. Ang banal na kasulatan. D. Ang Romeo at Julieta. Romeo and Juliet ni Shakespeare. Number 18, this is letter D, no? Romeo and Juliet, hindi po yan kasali. So, ano yung 12 na yan? Mga akdang naka-impluensya sa panitikan ng Pilipinas at ng daigdig. O, una, ang banal na kasulatan, which is the Bible. No? And it's the most printed book in the world. Quran, mula sa Arabia, no? Arabic. Nandyan yung Iliad at Odyssey ni Homer, Griego, no? Greek. Mahabharata, which is the longest epic in the world. Sa India naman po yan, Sanskrit. Canterbury Tales ni Chaucer, the father of English literature. Uncle Tom's Cabin ni Harriet Beecher Stowe. That's the inspiration of Rizal for writing the Noli Me Tangere, no? Divina Commedia ni Dante Alighieri. El Cid Campeador, that's written in Espanyol. 1,001 Gabi, okay, Arabic at Persiano. Aklat ng mga araw ni Confucius, aklat ng mga patay ng Ehipto, awit ni Rolando. Sa Frances naman. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Tama nga, 12. 12 akdang naka-impluensya sa panitikan ng Pilipinas at ng daigdig. Ang hindi po kasali dito ang Romeo at Julieta. Next, number 19. A wounded Katipunera sought food, shelter, and medical assistance from the elderly, elderly woman remembered as Tandang Sora. Who was she? Sino si Tandang Sora? That's letter A. Melchora Aquino. Siya po si Tandang Sora, Katipunera, no? Tumulong siya sa mga Katipunero, pinakain niya, shelter, no, sa tahanan niya, medical assistant, so naging nurse din siya sa kanila, no? And imagine, kaya siya Tandang Sora kasi very old na talaga itong si Melchora Aquino at that time. Melchora Aquino. Si Teodoro Alonso, sino naman po si Teodoro Alonso? Ang ina ni Rizal, no? Si Gabriela Silang, the wife of Diego Silang. After Diego Silang died, naging pumalit, no? Na nanguna sa revolusyon si Gabriela Silang. Sino naman po si Marcela Agoncillo? Yung pangalan ni Marcela Agoncillo, saan po natin ma-connect? Sa anong tawag siya? Pagtahi ng watawat ng Pilipinas. Okay, Marcela Agoncillo. Very good. Si Agoncillo po ang nagtahi. Tsaka yung friends niya, yung pamangkin ni Rizal at tsaka yung anak niya. Number 20, who is the first Gamaba awardee? He is also known for his expertise in ambahan poetry. Letter A, Alonzo Saclag. B, Ginao Bilog. C, Samaon Sulaiman. D, Masino Entaray. First, Gamaba awardee, expertise in ambahan, that's Ginao Bilog. Very good. Letter B, Ginao Bilog. Isipin mo na lang daw, like gin bilog. Yung mga mahilig talaga mag-inom, no? Ambahan, no? Ambagan. Pag may ambagan, may gin bilog. Renowned for his expertise in ambahan, a traditional poetic form of the Hanuno Mangyan people. Ginabilog was recognized for his efforts in preserving this form of poetry, which is recorded on bamboo using a unique Mangyan script. Number 21, the famous painter who depicts rural life and settings is rural life. Mga paintings niya po ay very bright ang colors that depicts na tropical yung bansa natin and yung mga nasa bukid, mga buhay sa bukid. Of course, that's Fernando Amorsolo, the first national artist of the Philippines, the grand old man of the Philippine art. Okay? First ever national artist of the Philippines in the field of painting was Fernando Amorsolo. Si Juan Nakpil naman po, tandaan natin yung pangalan niya, siya po yung father of the Philippine architecture and the very first national artist for architecture. The very first national artist for architecture, that's Juan Nakpil, the father of Philippine architecture. Ito po yung works ni Fernando Amorsolo, no? Very bright ang colors, pagka-yellowish siya kasi mainit, no, sa ating bansa. Dalagang bukid, planting rice. Uy, aso na yun? Ayan. So, ito yung mga works ni Amorsolo. 22. Which revolutionary woman from Panay became known for actively participating in armed resistance against Spanish colonial forces? Ang galing niya, no? Grabe. Actively participating in armed resistance. Nakipaglaban talaga. From Panay, this is Magbanwa. From Panay, which is in Visayas, kaya siya tinawag na Visayan Joan of Arc. The Visayan Joan of Arc for his impressive feat as a woman general who battled against the Spanish and American forces. Yeah, she was often called general by some of her followers even though she was not officially considered as such, no? Yun lang ang tawag sa kanya ng mga followers niya. Teresa Magbanwa, Visayan Joan of Arc. A woman supported the revolution rather, by traveling to obtain materials needed for making ammunition. Sino po ito? Nag-travel to obtain materials needed for making ammunition. That's letter A, si Agueda Esteban. Si Agueda Esteban, no? So, wife po siya ni Artemio Ricarte. Yan. Matapos sumiklab ang Rebolusyong 1896, sekretong nangalap ng armas at bala si Esteban at nagsilbing tagahawak ng mga dokumento at estratehiyang pandigma ni General Artemio Ricarte na kalaunay naging kabiyak niya matapos mabiyuda sa unang asawa. So, pangalawang husband niya itong si Artemio Ricarte. Matapos dumating ang mga Amerikano, itinapon nila sila sa Guam matapos hindi sumampa sa bandila ng Amerika. At nagpalipat-lipat ng tirahan sa Japan at Hong Kong bago bumalik sa Pilipinas noong 1943 hanggang siya ay pumanaw noong Abril 1945. Agueda Esteban. Si Agueda Kahabagan, siya naman po ang Tagalog Joan of Arc. Right? Tagalog Joan of Arc. Pag Visayan Joan of Arc, si Teresa Magbanwa. Pag Tagalog Joan of Arc, nandyan si Agueda Kahabagan. Ang ina ng biak na bato, si Trinidad Dixon. Sino naman po yung Tandang Sora? Sino si Tandang Sora? Si Melchora Aquino. Ang tapang ng mga kababaihan noon sa lut, sabi ni teacher. Yes. Gregoria de Jesus ang lakambini ng Katipunan, the second wife of Andres Bonifacio. Number 24, the father of Rococo painting. Father of Rococo. Rococo painting, that's letter B. What to? Tama ba? What? Ang pagbasa natin sa pangalan niya. So, pag mga French kasi, no, mahirap talagang i-pronounce yung mga names nila. And ito yung mga styles ng Rococo. Yun yan. So, grabe yung parang naging evolution, no, ng ating mga kasuotan. So, ito yung mga kasuotan dati. Especially sa mga lalaki, no? Parang, ngayon, parang ano natin to, pang isuot panggabi, pangtulog, di ba? Itong nasa gitna. This is the kasuotan ng mga lalaki. And mga girls also, yan. Next, number 25. Art that provides shelter and clothing serves which function? A. Utilitarian. B. Aesthetic. C. Social. D. Cultural. Anong function po ito ng art? Twenty-five, may nakikita akong letter D, may nakikita akong letter A, may letter B, Sige. Kumpletuhin niyo na lang. Lagyan niyo na din ng letter C. B-A, 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 may D. Okay. This is letter A. Utilitarian. Art that provides shelter. Ano ba utilitarian? Use. Ginagamit. Utilize. Utilitarian. Shelter and clothing. Oh, ginagamit po natin. Okay. So, nandyan siya, oh, utilitarian function. Art provides comfort and happiness, shelter, clothing, landscape. That's utilitarian, no? Ginagamit po natin every day. Ang aesthetic for beauty, di ba? Pag aesthetic beauty, no? Through art, man becomes conscious of the beauties of nature and the benefits he gets from his own work and those done by his fellow man. If we're talking about beauty, beauties of nature, that is aesthetic. And cultural functions naman transmit and preserve skills and knowledge from one generation to another, broadens one's cultural background. Social function through civic and graphic arts, man learns to cooperate, love, no, help each other, socialize, no, social function. And specific po yung ating tanong on comfort, I don't know, yeah, shelter, no, clothing. That is utilitarian function. Letter A. Next, 3D representation of art. 3D. Pag 3D, ano yan? Line, space, form, or shape. Pag beauty lang, aesthetic po, no? Pag beauty. 3D po ay form. Very good. Ang shape, 2D. Pag form, 3D. Ah. So, we have here mga art app notes, mga elements of art. I posted this last July 9, so ang tagal na pala. So, that's why I am suggesting everyone, no, especially for those reviewing for the LET, you follow the Facebook page as well because we are constantly posting mga notes, no, mga review notes sa dyan and sa Prof. Okay, elements of art. Line, that signifies, no, the direction, the movement, the outline, and the shape is the geometric or organic forms. We have the color, the hue, the value, intensity. It creates the mood. Pag yung color medyo dark, yung nauna natin nakikita, no, it signifies na malungkot. Halimbawa, yung painting, medyo dark yung color niya. So, very sad ang setting. Pag very bright naman, no, very happy colors. Texture, how something feels or appears to feel. Smooth ba siya? Rough ba siya? Value, that's the lightness or darkness. Ang space, we have positive and negative areas, no? Form is 3D representation. Magkaiba ang elements of art tsaka yung principles of design or the principles of art, no? Magkaiba po ang element and ang principles. So, if we're talking about principles, nandyan yung balance, symmetrical, asymmetrical, radial, no? The weight of the artwork, um, balance pa rin yan. Okay? Contrast, differences in color, shape, and texture. Pag emphasis, meron tayong focal point, no? Yung binigyan ng emphasis. Movement guides the viewer's eyes. Rhythm, that's repetition or pattern. Pag proportion, that's the size relationships. Unity, harmony of elements. And we have variety as interest. No? Maraming elements, maraming mix, no, na elements. That's variety. So, pag 3D representation, that is the form. Pag 2D, that's the shape. Diba? Nandiyan, no? Shapes are flat. A circle is a shape. If we're talking about form, forms are fat, no, 'di ba? Fat. Forms take up space and a sphere is a form. Kapag shape lang, that's circle. Eto 3D na, sphere na siya, 'di ba? Ma'am, posted po ba ito sa exclusive group? Hindi po, teachers. Since this is an episode number, uulitin ko po, no, yung ating mga episode numbers ay popost po natin sa YouTube channel, not sa private group. Iba po yung mga sessions natin sa private group, no? Yung mga natapos na sessions, iba po yung mga set of questions doon. Sa mga tanong natin dito sa free sessions lang. Okay? So, mas marami po doon sa ating group. Alright. Next, number 27. Which color is formed by mixing blue and red? Blue and red. Pag i-mix mo yan. May live po ba mamaya, ma'am? Yes po, Ma'am Reggie. Um, After this, sana hindi mag-brown out. Hopefully. Mag-live tayo mamaya for Prof. Ed naman po. Don't worry, ipapost naman po sa YouTube channel. Blue and red. May A, may B. Mhm. Sige, mag-try kang mag-mix dyan. Charot. This is letter B, purple. Nandyan si blue, tsaka si red. Ayan, oh, purple siya. Purple. Si red tsaka si yellow, yan si orange. Oh, sumagot ng letter C, ang orange pag red and yellow. Oh, may sumagot din na brown. Ang brown po ay combination ng green and red. Mga artist natin dyan, oh, alam na alam talaga to, no? Yung mga color mixing. Kasi ito lang naman din, no? Yung mga primary colors yung kailangan natin. Pag wala tong mga secondary na mga colors, kasi mag-mix lang tayo, makuha natin yung color na yan. Yellow and blue, oh, that's green. We have white and red, that's pink. Black and white, that's gray. Okay, sige. Next, number 28. Equal distribution of visual weight is, natawag natin, equal distribution of visual weight. That's letter C, balance. Pag rhythm, that's repeating patterns or shapes to guide the viewer's eye. Repeating patterns, rhythm, no? Paulit-ulit. Harmony, elements that work well together. Yung colors niya, yung shapes, yung textures, nag-work well together yung mga elements of art. That is, elements of arts, no? That is harmony. Emphasis, the focal point, the part that attracts the most attention. Parang yung pagkakita mo lang, for example, sa painting, pag una mo lang tingin, no, yun na agad ang manonotice mo. Yun yung focal point niya, yun yung emphasis. 29. Liberty Leading the People was painted by Liberty Leading the People. That's Delacroix. Delacroix. Yung pag-pronounce. Ayan, Liberty Leading the People. Eugene Delacroix. Next, complementary colors are colors that are opposite on the color wheel. Which one is complementary to yellow? So, maganda ito, no? Yung mga complementary colors na magkasabay sila na mag-design ka, tapos yung color, para kung ma-confuse ka, ano ba kayang color na magandang ipares sa kulay na ito? So, pwede mong tingnan yung color wheel. Complementary ng yellow? Ano ba magandang i-partner sa yellow? That's purple. Yellow and purple. Complementary yan sila. Ang complementary ay magkasalungat sila sa color wheel. Nandyan si yellow, ito sa kanyang kasalungat niya, complementary color niya ay purple. And si green naman po, tsaka red. Di ba sa during Christmas, no, magandang color, the color ng Christmas, no, nandyan red, ang green, ang gandang tingnan. Complementary kasi sila. Then, si blue at saka si orange din. Complementary din sila na colors. Blue and orange. Yung color wheel, especially sa art app and sa mga ano natin dyan. Sa major ship, no? Meron sa MAPE or sa PE. Oh, yan. Okay, next. Ang wika ay nagsimula sa pagbigkas ng mga sinaunang tao na may tono o melodiya. Anong teorya ng wika po ito? Tono o melodiya, syempre awitin. O, sagot ka na ng sing-song, no? Sing-song. And we have here mga teorya ng wika. So, mga commonly asked, itong bawaw talaga, no? Bawaw. Nagmula sa kalikasan. Bawaw. Halimbawa, no? Tik-tik, uwak. Tunog ng uwak, no? Kukak. Tunog ng palaka. Yan, mga teoryang bawaw yan kasi galing sa kalikasan. Ding-dong, kapag gawa naman po ng tao, tik-tak ng orasan, kalansing ng barya. Ding-dong po yan. Pupu, kapag yung mga masidhing damdamin, mga dis na sadyang pagbulalas ng mga tao, sanhin ng masidhing damdamin, tulad ng sakit, tuwa, galit, or lungkot, masabi mo bigla, aray, no, naku, grabe. Yan, mga masidhing damdamin. Pupu po yan. Teoryang Yoheho, umusbong ang wika mula sa puwersang pisikal ng tao, no? Hiu, Hoy, hala, ayan. Mga nagtutulungan, may ginagawang gawain, mga puwersang pisikal, yoheho. Teoryang tata naman po, yun yung kumpas o galaw ng kamay ng mga tao na ginagaya ng ng dila ay naging daan sa paglikha ng wika. Kumpas o galaw ng kamay, that's tata. Pagpapaalam, no? Magbaybay ka na, ganyan. And then teoryang Tararabumdi ay, ito naman po ay sa mga ritual, mga sayaw o mga dasal ng mga sinaunang tao. Mga awit, no, mga sigaw, mga hiyaw, yung during sa ceremony, sa mga seremonya, mga ritual-ritual. Teoryang Tararabumdi ay. Sing-song kapag may tono o melodeya, no, awitin sa at pagbigkas. Babulaki, yung mga pagkatuto ng wika daw ay parang suwerte-suwerte lamang, bunga ng mga di sinasadyang tunog na nasasambit ng tao, kaya siya babulaki. Mga suwerte-suwerte lamang ng mga nasasambit ng mga tao. Okay? Sige, sa mga Filipino majors dyan, wag na wag tong kalimutan talaga, no? Mga teorya ng wika. Number 32. Marcelo Agoncillo was assisted in sewing the Philippine flag by which two women? Yung mga teorya po kanina I posted this one sa page. So, kindly follow our page po, FB page. Since we are constantly posting notes. 32, this is letter A. Si Lorenza Agoncillo and si Delfina Herbosa Natividad, no? Yung pamangkin ni Rizal. Next, number 33, the moon appears smaller and less bright during its farthest approach to Earth. What is this point called? The moon appears smaller and less bright. So, malayo ang moon sa ating planet. That is letter B. If we're talking about the moon, sagot natin, no, may GG. Pag GG, GG moon, GG moon, GG, Apuji, Pirigi, moon to. Moon to sila. Pag malayo ang planet natin sa moon, no, malayo ang moon, no, sa ating planet Earth, that's Apuji. Kapag pinakamalapit naman ang moon, that's Pirigi. Since hindi po perfect ang circle, no, ng ating orbit ng moon around the planet, so may times na very close ang moon sa Earth, which is perigee, and very far away naman po, farthest, that is apogee. Yung isipin mo na lang, may A dyan, it stands for away. Malayo, away, sobrang layo. Away. So, since malayo siya, that's why the moon appears less bright, mas maliit siya tingnan, no? Pag sobrang lapit niya naman, that's perigee. And since our planet Earth is revolving around the sun, elliptical, may times din na malapit ang Earth sa sun. That is what we call perihelion, and that's January 2. No, perihelion. Malapit ang Earth sa sun. And the times naman na farthest tayo sa sun, that is aphelion naman po, that is July 2. Aphelion, farthest. Pag perihelion, closest ang Earth sa Sun. And since we're talking here sa tanong, the moon, so sasagot lang natin, no, Apogee and Perigee. O kapag Gigi moon, sino mga Gigi moon pa rin dyan until now? Yung mga nagte-text ng yung mag-hi nga lang, no, may ganyan talaga. Yung hi ay H-A-I. May ganyan pa rin mag-hi. Hi, ma'am. Tapos ganyan ang spelling. Hay nako, bakit talaga hindi ba simple hi na lang na HI? Okay, 34. Sino si taga-ilog? Taga-ilog. Ito pag-usapan natin 'tong mga pseudonym nila kasi ito ay talagang paboritong-paborito sa Gen Ed. May dagdag kaalaman, yes, 'no, kaya tayo nandito. Taga-ilog ay si letter C, Antonio Luna. Taga-ilog, sige nga, sino si Laong Laan? Sino si Dimas Salang? Of course, si Rizal. Ito naman po si Plaridel, si Pupdo, si Dolores Manapat, si Siling Labuyo. That's that's Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Ito naman, Diego Laura. Diego Laura. O bakit naging scary na tayo, Teacher Clemens? Ginamit ko talaga yung name na Samuel Clemens for Mark Twain. Diego Laura, that's Haina, Haina po, Haina. Graciano Lopez Haina. Pinky Ann. Sino po si Pinky Ann? Si Dimas Ilaw. Tanong to ni Robin. Kilala mo ba si Pinky Ann? Si Dimas Ilaw. Si Emilio Jacinto. Paralitiko. Si Bini. Sublime Paralytic. That's Apolinario Mabini. Okay? May pag-asa. May pag-asa pa ba? That's also Agapito Bagumbayan. Andres Bonifacio. Taga-Ilog, si Antonio Luna, no? Jumapa. Sino naman si Jumapa? Si Jose Maria Panganiban, yung may photographic memory. David Leon, Dove Eagle Lion. Si Jose Garcia Villa, Kama Poet. Yung mga gawa ni Villa ay ano, ang daming kama-kama-kama. Parang ang tagal mo matapos magbasa. Magdalo, for the Magdalo faction. This is Emilio Aguinaldo, no? And NVM Gonzales. Ito siya si NVM Gonzales. Siya po si Nestor Vicente Madali Gonzales, 'di ba? 'Di ba ang purpose ng pseudonym para hindi sila matrace or hindi mahanap no masyad madaling ma-identify kung sino yung writer. O tapos si NVM. Yeah, no? NVM Nestor Vicente Madali Gonzales. So madali lang tandaan. Okay, sino naman po si Kuntil Butil? NVM Gonzales o Nevermind Gonzales daw. Kuntil Butil, si Florentino Colliantes. Si Quintin Colirat, parang, ang dami na nito, ma'am. Dami na nila. Si Valeriano Peña. Okay, Joseng Batote. Si Batuti, si Jose Corazon de Jesus. Si Joseng Sisiw, kapag sisiw, may nakalabas ang dila ng sisiw, si Jose de la Cruz. Amante Hernane. That's Amado Hernandez, ang makata no, ng manggagawa. Anak Bayan. Sino naman si Anak Bayan? That's Pascual Poblete. Okay, Anak Bayan, Pascual Poblete. Dr. Lucas Lope K. Santos po ang ama ng Balarilang Tagalog. Madlang away, minsan din may madlang awa. That's Dr. Pio Valenzuela. Lola Basyang Zarzuela. Lola Basyang si Severino Reyes. Ang dami na daw. Sige. Odalager. Odalager. That's Inigo Edri Galado. Meron pa, Quijano de Manila. Sino to si Quijano de Manila? Nick Joaquin. Si Buwan. Sino naman si Buwan? Si Juan Luna. Okay? So, yon tandaan niyo yung mga mga pseudonym or mga pen name na ginamit po ng ating mga Filipino writers. Okay. Last item, the first recorded Catholic Mass in the Philippines was officiated by Unang Misa, March 31. First recorded Catholic Mass in the Philippines. Sino po ang pare na nag-officiate? Tatanong lahat yan, ma'am. Hindi naman po lahat. Pero, sayang po yung puntos kasi paborito po ng let yung mga pen names. Especially sa mga Filipino majors dyan kasi mga Filipino writers po iyon. Pag first recorded Catholic Mass, officiated by Padre Pedro D. Valderrama, March 31, 1521, Easter Sunday, the Father Pedro D. Valderrama, no? Chaplain of Ferdinand Magellan's fleet. Location, Limasawa Island, historically referred to as Mazao. That's in southern Leyte province. Okay, southern Leyte. Attendees, nandyan si Ferdinand Magellan, yung crew niya, local leaders, that includes Raha Colombo and Raha Siago. Okay, so March 31, 1521, Father Pedro de Valderrama. Okay, that's it, no? Congrats, nakatapos po. Mas, marami daw baon. Yan. Okay, so we'll have another session po mamaya. So I'm ending this Gen Ed session natin by this beautiful Bible verse na reminder po sa atin, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Continue po tayo na manalig, continue to pray, continue to believe that you can do it. The Lord will guide us, no? Will guide you sa pag-take sa board exam, plans, no, for good and not for disaster. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Bible verse to give you a future and a hope. Continue to be hopeful po, okay? So, wag tayo mawala ng pag-asa. We can do it. Kayang-kaya mo yan. Kayang-kaya mo ipasa ang board exam. See you later po, no, for our Prof Ed session. Just standby lang. Mga 5:30, okay? Sige. So, bye-bye po muna for now.